Hey Leo, what is up? It's Shandy with Healing Elements here to give you guys something that hasn't been put on my channel for a little bit. It is a sun, moon, and rising for the sign of Leo. Leo for this Libra season, integrating some tarot and also some oracle cards. And I have some fabulous new decks. I went ahead and shuffled off camera to save time. And then these that I'm laying up here, I'll explain which decks. This is really cute cards. At the end, those ones, Therapets cards. They're emotional support animal cards. They're adorable, by Kate Allen. And so those are going to be at the end for fun. So just silly cards. And then this one is a postcard from Spirit out of the Postcards from Spirit deck. It is a message from Spirit. And then the bulk of your spread will be on the deck from Kyle Gray, Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. Gorgeous, and a lot of tie-ins, I think, this season for, October and on into November. There'll be a lot to do with digging into ancient wisdom and or ancestry. So thought that would be particularly nice. And Leos, then we will get you 3 cards or so out of this. Yeah, there's 3 cards out of the Legendary Ladies Goddess deck. That's by Anne Shen. Really, really neat. I'm enjoying the new decks that I got and really taking time to get to know them and share them with you guys. So this also was a quick purchase. It is a mini deck, but it works. It is the the animal, spirit animal oracle deck. So also 3 cards out of that one for you guys for, again, Libra season, about September 22nd to October 22nd. And I hope that you guys are hanging in there with everything going on and just staying positive. And here is your first card from Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors deck. You guys got the Air Guardian. The Air Guardian that says, shift your perception, Leos. Leos, this card talks about something I often preach and have come to learn after many years, that, when we change the way that we think about things, honestly, we change our reality. Our whole entire reality can shift based on what we put into our headspace and what we carry with us as our, mindful tools, right? The Air Guardian card in this deck is talking about, all the elements and angels, basically. So it says in the book, of the essence and element of air, right? Someone who is able to be very intellectual, very kind hearted and giving, and communicates very well. However, it's all about thoughts, and also making the thought be kind of in a controlling perspective over your emotions. If you need to withdraw your emotions, not getting too wrapped in. So when we get too wrapped up in our emotions, we might be stuck and we might not change our way of thinking, our perception. So this, card just comes to you and says there is a big opportunity now, Leos, to learn about the way that you have been thinking, your thought patterns. You're asked to be, guided to recognize that not everything that you have seen in the past, and a lot of us are going through that, is exactly the way that it seems, right? And so I know, being a fixed sign, Leos, it's tough sometimes. I have 2 Leo children, for that to occur, for you to get past maybe pride or some sort of faith or belief. And the next card you guys received for Libra season is the Arrow. The Arrow card talks about, in this deck, being surrounding yourself, rather, with protective energy, which means the form of, human beings that are giving off vibrations that are either positive or negative, and we absorb that. So protect yourself by the message of this card, surrounding yourself with positive people, and also things that are also, imperative to keep the environment, in a positive vibration. So experiences and your environment that make you, feel as if you are welcome, that you are safe, that you are received, whether or not you are, agreed with, is not ever the case. So Leos, this is just all about the way you feel, and the way you feel when you are all alone as well, in your heart space, with connection to angels and your ancestors, the spirit guides, and making sure you are protected at that time, so that you welcome in just positive vibrations. And, if you are ever in any kind of situation where you feel that not is what it seems, or it's not safe, then trust your intuition at all times and bail, and just use that as an opportunity to, be mindful of what exactly you need to protect yourself from. So the next card is the High Priest in this deck. A very, very powerful card. Reminds me actually of Leo's or a fire sign. This is in this deck talking about creation, to put intention forth and then create. So, in, a lot of traditions, the high priest is, a shaman. Obviously, he's the physical embodiment of a divine masculine. So this is very powerful, capable, responsible, loving energy, yet very, capable of being a warrior as you are, lions, leos, right? But this card comes to you and it's asking you to, you know be the gap between heaven and earth, like the oracle that is powerful and able to connect with a force, with a drive, which is indicative of your personality. So this month, there may be some setbacks, but you can accept these as experiences and not get, you know, into catastrophic thinking. You can think now clearly that this is a bigger picture type of situation. And the next card is the wise one, speaking of somebody who is ancient and the connectivity to all, the universal love and connectivity, and knowing that this exists and being very, you know, much of an orator, someone who is like the Hierophant. It's been coming up a lot of readings talking about being able to pass on the message when it is of higher vibration and very kind and positive and generates love and understanding and compassion and more of, good stuff in this world than basically as in many religions teach you, they wanted to spread Jesus' word, or Buddhism wanted to spread Buddha's message. You want to pass on something that is very beneficial for the collective, that is very, geared into the right direction that we should be going to, as far as the way we treat people, the way we treat the earth, the way we are able to relate to things on a very respectful, ancient, wise level. And this card sings about that, sings about the importance to, this whole collective, integrated, woven experience. And the wise one lets us know that we are not, you know, we are not able to be alone ever. We are in a collective and we are all entangled. The next card, interesting, is the Hunter. I love these readings. For some reason, there are a lot of dualities in these readings, and being a lion, Leo, a hunter in the, African savannah, this card is about tracking down your fears and desires, which is all about what Leos do. You are able to find out what your deepest desire in your heart space is and go after it with a vengeance. And, although you do have fears, you oftentimes, really, really surprise people by the way you are carrying yourself when you go through something that makes you fearful. Very, pride is good in this situation because you are able to be proud of the fact that you don't back down. So this asks you to, track down, take a look at any fearful thoughts you might have had, especially lately with everything going down and your feelings. And then when you find them, you also find your desires and what you want to release, what you want to obtain. And it's, a Celtic God in this deck. So this speaks of just ancient wisdom as well, just like the wise one that we got before. So guys, this is going to be the next card, and from the next deck is Postcards from Spirit, and I'll read that to you guys. Dearest Leos, we know everything in the universe is perfect, even in its flaws, and we view the creations of spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of a unity of existence. But the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal. Yes, you guys do, Leos, a lot. And this isn't serving you right now. So forget your idea of perfection and see through our eyes. At this time, only Leos, give it a little budge. Allowing things to be as they are, without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all of its flossomeness. Oh, that's super cheesy, but hey, I like it. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You always are exactly where you're supposed to be, honestly. Let others be who they are too. Important. Imperfect and human. Imperfect and human. Complex or simple. It does not matter. For there is always something to discover within people, absolutely, and learn from, good or bad, right? So there's always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable. Yes, it's hard for a lot of us to drop our expectations or what we, consume and, ruminate on as ideal situation, partner, expectations, or, a state of being, right? Like if we all didn't have to break down from COVID, but what we, thought was ideal, I don't know what would, right? Everything changed as far as what we were expecting the next day to be like. honestly. So sometimes it's good to leave room for what, is to expect the unexpected, basically. And so, guys, this next deck is beautiful. I'll get you cards out of this one. It is the Legendary Ladies deck, and this is Si Weng Mu. This is of Chinese origin, and Si Weng Mu is all about renewal. So the goddess Si Weng Mu shares her secret elixir for eternal life and renewal with you. That's what the book says. Take this chance to either start over or put extra effort into what you're focused on, Leo. So all about a rebirth, and it's perfect time. It's time to, if you've, put any eggs in the basket, so to speak, or put plans into motion for a fall harvest right now in Libra season, it is time for you to, take over that food that you have, reaped from the plans, and use it as an elixir, as this card represents in the book, elixir for eternal life and renewal, but within you, within your spirit, within the way you think, within your perception, within the way you think perhaps of yourself lately. Not that you think anything less, but just of the world and the environment and the way that you see yourself in it because of the restrictions or anything that is going through your mind at this time. And the next card is Spider Woman. This also speaks of a universal connection, like the other card we got in the deck, someone who is wise and elder. And the book, let's go ahead and read it out of the book, what it says. This is of Native American origin, and it says, Spider Woman is connecting you to all the vital threads in the universe. Center yourself, Leos, and tap into those connections within and above you. Remember that we are all connected through this universal energy. Yes, definitely a big message within your reading that was similar to the other card in the Angels and Ancestors deck. So perhaps you have ancestors that are Native American. We are all related in some way if we think back far, in time. But it says, continues to say, you are woven into this incredible fabric. So again, a big message, not that you are feeling, less confident, but big message to just give you a shout out and let you know you're not alone. So, you are definitely capable. You are everything that you need, and you're where you are at right now is a big message. I just want to repeat. I know that is sometimes so much said around us, but really we take time and we don't really reflect. The next card is Nuna, and this is all about creation. So you have a card that is about renewal and creation. So, and also the High Priest, speaking of creating, it's time to get busy, I think, get to work and create whatever your heart desires. And this is also of Chinese origin, very neat. And it says in the book, Goddess of Creation, Nua, is signaling to use the raw material of your life to create something meaningful. So whatever you have around, it's time to harvest that and make use of what you have, either tangibly or the ideas or the resources that you can, use to motivate yourself or to give that extra confidence if you've lost any, whether it's a relationship that's been lost or confidence in love, exactly that, vibe of renewal that we got in the other card, and creation will, perhaps have you find your purpose or your calling, something that, like this for me, is something that you get up wanting to do. You sleep and think about it, something that is a healthy obsession because you know that the divine soul magic is calling you, that, urge to help and do something that is good for the collective, that is part of your mission here on earth. So no matter what stage you are, don't ever worry about finding it. You're always where you need to be. And this is going to be out of the Animal Spirit Oracle deck. The first one you got is the Fox. It says, clever. Leos, you are swift and smart. True. Salutations to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts, right? Resources surround you now. Be open to romance. Interesting. I think that's one of the only messages in the entire deck that talks about love, and it is perfect for you guys. Crazy and sexy and sly like a fox, right, Leos? It says be open to romance. So maybe you have closed off yourself from, maybe going too deep as you had previously, just because of some, shady business that went on in a previous relationship recently, or just people that are, wearing false masks or confused at this time. We should say, there's a lot of people that are just probably a little bit shocked from what everything has gone down. So maybe that even means for a relationship for you guys, Leos. And the next card is really neat. It lines up also. If you notice the Hunter card previous in this video, the Hunter, and he also wears, some elk's horn on his head. So this is the card elk, about nobility, right? Just like the high priest, a patriarch, divine masculine. Celebrate your accomplishments, Leos, with humility, right? Big message, big message. We always have to remind Leos sometimes and other signs. You are crowned with success always, as you know. You wear a crown. Powerful forces guide you, and those powerful forces are including, of course, spirit, and spirit is always humble. That's humility, exists on the afterlife. And I, know that a couple of, very, very exuberant Leos sometimes have a hard time with humility only when they are stuck in, again, a way of thinking. So that's a big message. It says powerful forces guide you. Leos, your ability to conquer challenges. Oh, your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. Of course, you can do anything, and that challenge could include where, the scenario and the environment or the circumstances of the world or everything else around your occupation, your work, your home. You can really make it look like you're just cutting through fire. You are fire. So, next card, beautiful, is the Swan. So, it talks about grace and love. I have a spirit animal video if you want to take it a look. It's beautiful. Leos, it says, you who glides across the water of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. This is beautiful. Help me transform with elegance into grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. That's really also reminds me of Leos. Always very, dainty, although capable and fiery and creative, and can be divine masculine, also can be, so much of a aesthetic beauty to look at, and that goes also, into the real beauty of people, which is not skin deep. You, of course, if you're Leo, probably are, but on the outside physical beauty. But this is all about the inside grace, the way in which you move, the way in which you express your beauty, your love, your care. It is always very graceful when a Leo shows affection. And so this is perfect to leave off for the spirit animal oracle deck. Always getting metaphors from different areas in life and history, from animals to numerology. I think everything is relevant. So, I adore getting different type of decks, and this one, of course, speaks to my heart. Been adding spirit animal videos for about a year now, and I really have had a good time adding to the playlist. So I wanted to get a deck, and those are, perfect cards for Leos, and they've been turning out pretty perfect for every sign so far. So guys, this is the fun one, talking about the Therapets deck. Just do your best, Leos. It will be enough. Yes, you are enough. It will be enough. Always doing your best is something that you pride yourself on, which is beautiful. And when we put our best foot forward and we give it a good shot, right? We try our best. We give it good intention. You are always doing enough. It's always enough. So, big message that whatever you are doing, even if you feel stuck, honestly, if you're waiting for something, if you feel like you can't move forward because of circumstance, it's okay. You're enough and where you need to be. And it says, you are capable, Leos. You can do this. So anything that seems insurmountable, perhaps it's, someone has lost income and you're having to, or not having to, but you're working together to combine, and it's very challenging at this time. Maybe it is something that has to do with aesthetics that, you were used to, not having some sort of scar or thing of the serious nature. I mean, maybe something that is affecting you that you need to get treatment on. So you are always enough. Look at, there's enough again. You are doing enough, Leos. It's going to be okay. So if you're a wounded warrior, you're not alone, and you're definitely one to, if you come to any of these videos, you're one to try to seek out other people that are feeling the same way and bounce up together in a soul connection and help each other to get through these very challenging, but we are able to do it. They're very challenging times, but we're able to do it. So just remember, the big message for you, Leos: you are enough and you're doing enough. So 2 cards back to back, wonderful. And yeah, again, these are really, really cute cards. They're by Kate Allen. I love them. And look at that. That's like amazing. There's over 64 of these cards, and I literally have not gotten this kind of synchronicity. The word enough. You are enough. Says it right there. Leos, you are enough today, tomorrow, and always. So I hope that somebody has not made you feel anything less than enough, because this is the biggest synchronicity, again, that I've gotten in any of these readings. I've done Libra, Pisces, and Scorpio so far, I think. So, today, tomorrow, and always, even if you're stuck in a situation in which you feel like you cannot move forward because of circumstance, just remember that must be part of your role. That, again, even if you're stagnant, could be an integral and very important part of finding your life purpose, finding that calling, because that's those void spaces in which we come to epiphanies and we, are able to brainstorm and able to really have creative juices or experiences or meet people that will help us along our path. And just amazing with the word enough, letting you know that you're definitely here to help the collective no matter what you're doing, because you're doing it with best intention. So Leos, I send you nothing but love and light. That's the end of the reading. I hope you enjoyed this month. I'm going to try to do it on a regular basis, but if you want to, I've been doing a lot of timeless readings because I feel like they're relevant any time of the year, and the spirit animal videos did really well, and that is because I think that they are timeless. So in any case, I will try to get you at least one monthly read going, and I appreciate everything you are. Sending a lot of gratitude, a lot of love, a lot of positive vibage. Blessings, love, and light, guys.